Work with Emily Gonzalez, 12:45 p.m., March 18th, Business World College, Day 6. And I ended off on a video that I named McCarthyismEliElvisandLionelRichie. And again, I'm reviewing that video. And again, I'm as a waiter in a Jewish deli, and I'm talking to a lot of the elderly that are Jewish that have experienced the concentration camp after World War II and the sentiment in America. And again, when they were targeting artists, it's the same as, when I grew up in the 70s and, my mom couldn't listen to certain kinds of music and those albums just started to disappear. I remember when I was 5 years old, my grandmother bought me Elvis Presley's Greatest Hits, and I used to over and over and over and played Elvis Presley with my mother. I was 5 years old, man. My mother made me take it outside and put it on this wood block. And she told me to watch it. It was in the sun, and it started to bend. She said I couldn't listen to Elvis Presley because that was bad. I'll never forget that, because I remember looking at the window and looking at my Elvis Presley album, and it just started to bend and warp in the sun because that wasn't God's music. What happened during McCarthyism is the same thing. It's, let's target Elie Kazan, Arthur Miller. Look what they're writing. No, I don't want you to read that. Just like what is Senator Beeson doing? I don't want you to read that. I don't want you to hear that. I want it to go away. And that's where that anti-Semitic air was there in the 50s. It was there in the it's there when you get that hardcore preacher and you get the congregation and it's do what I say. So I'm making that very clear. And again, I'm actually talking to the Jewish person that experienced it rather than reading it in a book. It wasn't in my history book in high school. So understand that. Folks, you got to know people to know what happens to them and then know what happens historically. And then you can link it to the fear of Elvis Presley at the time. In the 70s, the fear of black music and Motown. Ironically, my mother would still listen to Lionel Richie. I mean, she loved Lionel Richie, but for a period of time, she wasn't listening to Motown and not listening to a lot of her favorite artists. And then in the 80s, my mother started to, I think 84, because they started to have night tracks on TBS, I remember. And Lionel Richie's music would come on, and my mom was like, oh my God, I love Lionel Richie, and she gets the Lionel Richie album, and we'll play it, but that was not played prior during the church era, I would say, of the late 70s into very early 80s. No. Again, that's the fear mechanism. People that want to be honest within the church, be honest and say, you know what I'm talking about. This is normal. You can say now, maybe, Dominic, I go to an enlightened Christian pastor. We have a whole team, and I believe that's great, man. That can just turn not nice real fast using actual dialogue within the Bible. So I'm always saying open mind. To be a free-thinking person, you need to look at things with an open mind. I do it with anything that I'm reading and anything that I'm saying, because I know that a conservative person, a moderate conservative person, I'm going to use moderate, is a good person. But we have extreme conservatism hiding under one word, conservatism. And I'm trying to out it. So you can have those freedoms. You can go to that preacher that's saying something different. And then that's fine. You can listen to the music you want to listen to. And that's why if you want to read Elie Kazan and you want to read Arthur Miller, no one's going to censor you from that if you're going to... when I have a climate science class in school, no religious lawmaker is going to say, no, I don't want you to listen to that. I don't want you to look at facts. That's what I'm saying. And this goes back to the Red Scare. That was also a target against the artists. The artists to say, hey, look at this. No, I don't want to look at, I don't want nobody looking at that. Burn it. Put them under arrest. Hitler did that. Putin is doing that. The Ukrainian dictator is doing that. And we're seeing it unfold. I'm trying to put a stop to it in word. Trying to wake you up to have a conscience to say we will not accept that Red Scare here in America. Absolutely no.